Welcome back to another episode of Down at 216, hosted by your boy Will here, man. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling today as we get into another interesting video topic? So, I wanted to ask a question. I know there's going to be something. I try to get ahead. It's funny being like a smaller YouTuber. When I be having like ideas and then I see like my idea about a video I'm going to drop, or I drop a video early and then like a big YouTuber dropped the video and then everybody just watched that video. So I'll be like, it's funny though. So I know I'm getting a little good, but I want to come to y'all and talk about this preseason game we got coming up. I want to get on it early. The Carolina Panthers came out and said that they're playing their starters, so we pretty much should know what to expect, from the opponent. Now, I know next week we got joint practices coming up, so typically it's been a lot different. We've had our quarterback kind of solidified with Deshaun Watson, Baker Mayfield. We haven't had this scenario. So Kevin typically always rests his QBs until the last game. And then they play like a half or something like that. Deshaun Watson was supposed to play more, but he had that injury concern and ended up still getting hurt. So let's just keep that in mind. He didn't play in the preseason, didn't play, and then towards Achilles. So it don't really matter if they don't. So I would fully expect, based off of what happened last season, the starters to play. Now, I don't think you need the real starters out there. Certain guys don't need to play. You probably just sit. Some of your offensive linemen, Joel Antonio, David Njoku, I don't want to see him out there. Jerry Jeudy, David Njoku. Anybody outside of that, White, Taylor, Joel Antonio, you don't need Juwan Jones out there. So I wouldn't say, I'll probably go away from majority of the starting offensive line that is normally the starting offensive line. You don't need none of the key defensive guys. If you want to see Mason Graham out there, Myles Garrett don't need to see the field. Mike Hall, Alex Wright, Isaiah McGuire. You want to see those guys. Denzel Ward don't need to be out there. You want to see a lot of Cam Mitchell. I would say Greg don't probably need to be out there either. So I would, like I said, Cam Mitchell, some backup corners, a little bit of Carson Switzer, and you will rock out like that. Now, what the Panthers would do is they'll probably bring their full starting team. So it'll be a good measuring stick. As far as who you would play first, it's gonna be interesting to see. I would expect Joe Flacco to come out with the first teams. Maybe somebody is announced the starter this week, because that's going to be very interesting to see who comes out and start. How long do they play? What do that mean? Going up against their starting defense. So it's going to be interesting to say the least. But as far as the Panthers bringing their starting offense out mostly, I don't think it's that serious for this defense to play against them. We know what to expect with this defense. It's going to be good to see some of the rookies out there go. This video is sponsored by Detrimental Figures, my brand here. As y'all see, some of the quality of my recent work. You get a signature tag on it as well. We make and really emphasize quality over quantity. So, we try to take and make sure we use the best materials to come up with our shirts and the best designs. Make sure y'all following us on Instagram, Detrimental Figures. So y'all can also get the description down below and hit the link for a shirt. Everything I drop is limited edition. So unfortunately, this shirt is sold out. I don't have any more, but I have different things coming up similar to it. So keep in mind, and I'll keep you guys updated with some of my new stuff throughout these videos coming up. Against the first team offensive line. But other than that, I think it's pretty evident what to expect from Carson and from Mason. I think they'll be pretty as advertised as they've been first-round picks. Carson probably should have been a first-round pick. So we're going to see as far as who starts in the order that they throw them out there, because that's usually a big indicator of where they are ranked on the depth chart. We should see a lot of Shedeur Sanders in the fourth quarter. I don't know if we'll see him to start off. Kenny Pickett does have a hamstring injury, so it'll be interesting to see if Kenny Pickett plays in this preseason game. You're going to see Dylan Gabriel. You're going to see Shedeur Sanders. But who starts off the game is going to be interesting, because that's going to be who goes against that first-team defense. So it's going to be a big question mark. I would expect probably Dylan Gabriel to start off against that first team defense right now. Followed up behind Shedeur Sanders. I don't know if Kenny Pickett or Joe Flacco. Kenny Pickett for health. Joe Flacco because he's 40. I don't know if they'll play this game, but I do see that I would expect Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders to go out there and play. And if Dylan Gabriel plays bad against the Carolina Panthers, it's going to be much, much worse of a scenario than it is now. Like, people whispering that he's trash at camp and saying he's not that good. It's okay now. Excuse me. It's okay now, but when the preseason come on and you got that hard film on people and the all-22 starts getting played and slowed down and sped up and you get to seeing decision-makings and pocket awareness and reactions and live football that's being played, I think the gap is going to be very, very, not wide, but I think it's going to be very evident on who's the best quarterback out of these rookies. So, yeah, y'all, it's going to be very interesting, though. I think this team should be excited to go out there and see what they are. Now, if Joe Flacco, my thing is, when will they announce who won the starting quarterback job? I'm assuming they just going to give it to Joe Flacco, but if they was to announce that this week, that would give Joe Flacco a get-out-of-jail-free card and where he could sit, and it'll leave everything on. But if they don't give it to Joe Flacco, I think it's going to be very interesting to see what happens when Shedeur Sanders gets in the preseason or when he gets some time with the ones. Because if he looks like the best quarterback, do you just make him your number 2? Do you start him off rip? I know it got nothing to do with football, but it's going to make them a lot more money to start him off rip. But I would suggest that not to happen. I would, like I said, I'm pretty cool with Joe Flacco and Shedeur to back him up. Dylan Gabriel at the 3. That would be what I would go with. So in that scenario, you probably would throw Shedeur out there to start and not throw Joe Flacco out there in that scenario. But I think what I view Shedeur as, Dylan Gabriel is still ahead of him. And despite Dylan Gabriel having 2-3 horrible practices in a row, I don't think that's going to change. Even if he plays bad all next week, I don't think that's going to change the Browns' stubbornness to just not give Shedeur Sanders the opportunity that he probably deserves to give at this point. So we're going to see. Monday is going to be very telling to see if Shedeur practices, if he is put in with the first team reps, to see what's going on with Dylan Gabriel. Because at the end of the day, even if Shedeur Sanders wasn't there, this Dylan Gabriel situation is what it is. He's playing bad. So, what is that going to turn out to be? What's going to be the results of him stinking up training camp? So we're going to see. Maybe he turns it around or so. But it's your boy Will, man. I just wanted to come to y'all with this video. Make sure I hit that like and subscribe button as we continue to strive to be consistent and get better day by day. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. We're going to hopefully have a good preseason game. It looked like Carolina fans are starting to buy into what they got going on there culture-wise. They got Jimmy Horn, so you'll see him and Shedeur Sanders link up, take probably a picture or so. So it's going to be very fun. So I'm waiting for football. We got a full week now, 7 days into the first preseason game. So I'm going to be excited for it. After this, we got, pretty much 7 straight. Pretty much 20 straight weeks of football, at least. So very, very fun times, man. We have finally got back into the season. So you guys comment down below, and I'm out.